welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and this week I'm going to show you my completed Revell 1968 Hemi Dart super stock car. This one, as you can tell, I painted it and did it as the as delivered version right from Hurst when you went down to Detroit and picked the car up as one of the few racers, because there was 70 of these built for racing and then 50 Barracudas. So I'll have to do one of those 68 Barracuda Hemi super stock cars as well. But really enjoyed building this one, even though initially I was going to build it right out of the box. And I just couldn't do it because there's a few things that weren't really accurate with the kit. And so I made a couple of videos of that. And you know, they really took off. You guys really seem to appreciate that. So I did the first video where I showed you all the things I did to the interior, which is really hard to see in there, and being all black and everything, but you can really see that fire extinguisher, and go back to that video and see the seat belts that are in there, and the seat belts that are on the door panels as well. So really dressed up that interior, but it's really hard to see. The lights and my camera have a hard time getting in there. I really had some fun building that, and as you can see, I did pick these wheels, did it this way, because after all it was said and done, I just kind of went back and forth on it, but really enjoyed building it, and it went a little farther than I initially thought I was going to. So as I mentioned, I changed out the seats. There are resin seats in there from the A100 vans basically, and left the roll bar, but shaved the rear armrests and the window crank handles off of the door panels and modified the door panels a little bit, and then just put the dash in there, and the tech is in there from the kit, and just had some fun with it, and just added the seat belts and the seat belt material on the door panel there, and she's looking really good, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that was my initial thing, is I really wanted to make the interior better. And then once I got that out of the way, and even though I had already completed the chassis and put the Hemi engine in there, and then this car has a really offset intake as far as the kit goes, and they really just don't appear that way. And it's been a while since I've seen one of these cross-ram engines in person, but I knew that they're fairly level. The carburetors were not that offset. Now they're offset this way, of course, you know, to be even as far as with the cylinder head offset. They're centered, and that's the way they should be. So if you notice the intake, the valve cover, the carburetors in the centered on that, and then same versa, even though it really kind of feeds the opposite side, but they kind of did that on purpose, and that's the way they're made. I mean, that was sonic ramming technology at the time. Just that 4-barrel feeds that side, and that 4-barrel feeds that side. So they do call it a cross ram intake, and I've seen a number of them with the blue coil on it, so I put that on there. Got to have the tan distributor, you know, for a Mopar. The caps are tan. And then as you see, I did add the spark plug wires. So I wired the engine, put the spark plug wires on there. The upper and lower radiator hoses are provided in the kit, so I put those in there. And then, as you saw, I changed the master cylinder. Well, I didn't really change the master cylinder. That is the kit-issued master cylinder. I just cut the brake booster off of it and shortened it and glued it right to the firewall. The wiper motor is back there, and it's the 2-speed wiper motor, which is correct. And all of these did get wipers. I've been getting a number of people saying, "Are you putting the wipers on there?" Well, from Mopar, they came with wipers. You can see all of the pictures of these cars as delivered. They had wipers. A lot of the racers took them off, but you can see the engine compartment, the wiper motor was still there. So dressed it up, and I put that decal there, which is where Revell tells you to do it. I mentioned in my previous video that was actually in the glove box. It should not be there, but that's where it was in a real car. But that's where Revell tells you to put it, and I wanted to see it, so I put it there. And it's the full disclaimer that this is a competition vehicle and equipped with the 426 Hemi and does not come with a warranty. So it mentions that. So there's the corrections I did under the engine compartment. And then you can see the intake came out. It's pretty flat and even. I did have to shave these air cleaners down a little bit so that the hood would close, because I was having a few issues with that because it was hitting on this side, and just shaved them both to make them level, but it was this one. And what's interesting, I didn't have to do that as much with my other one, the Larry Griffith car. I didn't have to do that to this intake, even though I modified this intake real similar to this one, where I cut the intake in half, lifted it up, modified it. But it's the kit issued intake, and just changed it up so it came out pretty nice. So I didn't have to do that to this one, and I didn't modify the bottom sides of the hood. So I thought about, cutting reliefs into it for the air cleaners, but I didn't have to, especially when you put this on here and you can see the carbs in the intake in there. So I really like that look, and it just looks really good. You can see that orange motor popping through that big hood scoop. Oh, and speaking of the hood, here's the results of me painting the stiffening rib that's on the hood. So came out really, really nice. And I put those are the hood pins that are on the chrome tree. So for comparison, there's the hood that doesn't have it and the hood that does. But I really can't add it to this one unless I, want to try and match the blue. But I didn't realize it when I did this because it's very faint and it's not very noticeable. But Lucas C. and I, we were talking about Dart hoods, and he brought that up, and I was looking very closely at some of the photos, and you can see it, but most of the hoods you see are just sitting there. So let's put it where you see a lot of them. Now we'll move that one off to the side. So got those things done to it, and pretty happy with that. But really like the plain steel wheels, because when you picked this up at Hurst, it had just the plain steel wheels, transit wheels if you want to call it that, all the way around. Did not have the big slicks. I did make a set of the big slicks and used these steel inserts and got them all ready, but I didn't. I mocked them up on there, but since I've already got the big ones on this one, I decided I was going to leave that on there. So I left these on here just like that. So well, it looks ridiculously high, but that's how they were. And then I also left the mufflers on there, even though the racers took these off, and they were, run open headers like I did on this one. Just left them off and open headers and painted a black dot in there to make them look open. Could have drilled them out too, but I didn't do that. But on this one, I left the exhaust on there. Don't really know if that's how they work, because some of them you can see had exhaust, and I don't know how Hurst did each one of those, but dressed it up. And got the Dana 60 in there, the leaf springs, and the tires. They look ridiculously small, and you can kind of see a little gap. It's a little tough trimming out those wheel openings, but I'm pretty happy with that. And I got the foil around the windows and dressed it up, and then I added this mirror block off plate there that the real cars had. So I really enjoyed putting this together. It was kind of a pain to paint, and being primer, I thought it was going to be easier to paint it this way, but it turned out not so much, especially if you get paint on your fingers and you stick. It's not like when it's clear coated and you can polish it off. You can't do that with primer. So I'd have to sand it and then lightly buff it. So anywhere I got my fingers stuck to it or got some paint, and I ended up putting some silver on the roof when I was dabbing some of the emblems there, and putting the multi-low chrome pen on the lock cylinders and stuff. But there's a shot of the rear end and the red shocks hanging down, which I just did that to match this one. All the pictures I've seen, everything's blacked out underneath, even the leaf springs. And I understand Hurst did that, and some of the racers did that, so you couldn't see the modifications that were under there. They just spray bombed the whole underside black, and I understand that was kind of a common practice back then, but I don't truly know. It's just stuff I was reading online. Really enjoyed building this one, and it went together fast because the mods I had to do, and then just dressing it up. And oh, by the way, if you didn't see my other video where I sourced some of these parts, these wheels are actually in the Revell 58 Corvette. They're chrome, and I stripped the chrome off of them, and they fit the tires beautifully and the wheel back, so I just put them right on. And the set that's on the big and littles right here, which these are the tires and the wheel backs that come in the kit, the big and littles. I used them from the 64 Thunderbolt. So there's the rears and there's the front, because the Thunderbolt kits come with actually 3 sets of wheels, 2 sets of chrome, radars and torque thrusts, I believe, and then comes with these as well. And so I just painted them just to see the difference here. But they do look a little different in the way they're styled. So all 4 of these are from the 58 Corvette kit, and the other set of 4 are from the Thunderbolt kit. But they came out awesome. But you know, I've got these, and maybe I'll use them on my 68 Barracuda or Hemi Cuda when I do that. But you know, I'll talk more about that kit and that build at another time. But here, I'll put these together again so you can see them both. Let's move this out a little bit, and so you can really see them both side by side here, and with the Hemis and everything. And I had a little bit of fun with it. Like this one, the real car had chrome valve covers, and then most of these had the black valve covers, so it's kind of why the difference when I was looking at the restored car of this one, chrome valve covers. And then on this one, I went with the black valve covers because I would see varying differences between the cars. But all the ones that I've seen that were done like this one, as far as a tribute to how they were delivered or some vintage photos of this car, I just loved the way it looked, but made it interesting to actually build. But I hope you enjoyed it, and as you guys please comment. I love the comments, feed off of them. And this build, I got excited. I showed you this one, and I showed you the kit history, and I just wanted to do this one in primer, and I thought, you know, that would be a quick and easy build. I'll just crank it out, and it kind of was, but it kind of, you know, morphed on its own. It's, you know, so much for out of the box, but it came out exactly the way I wanted it to, pretty much right as you picked it up from the Hurst facility. I hope you really enjoyed it. So thank you for tuning in and subscribing, and your comments and everything. I really appreciate it. And share and spread the word out about my channel. I really do appreciate it. And you guys, you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next Saturday.